Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, university student charged in rude deaths of two men offered a $3 million bail. The university student charged in connection with the death of two men along Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew just over a week ago was offered bail on Monday when he appeared in the Kingston at the St. Andrew Parish Court. Term McIntosh, 22, was charged last week with 2 counts of causing death by dangerous driving. He was offered bail in the sum of $3 million. He is charged with the deaths of Mark Garrick, a 51-year-old businessman, and Javon Rodney, a 37-year-old motor vehicle inspector attached to the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Transportation and Repair Division. Both men were killed on September 28. Investigators say sometime after 3 a.m., Mr. Garrick and Mr. Rodney were assisting a motorist who had just been involved in a motor vehicle collision when they were hit by a Mitsubishi Pajero driven by the 22-year-old student. Mr. McIntosh, who is represented by King's Counsel Peter Champagny, is to return to court on November 26. As a condition of his bail, the judge imposed a curfew order and instructed that McIntosh is not allowed to drive a motor vehicle. Suspect charged for woman's murder off Maxfield Avenue. The Hunts Bay police have laid charges against the suspect who was being sought for the murder of a woman in the Nelson Road community off Maxfield Avenue. Romario Grant, otherwise called Kaka and the Irons, have been charged for the murder of Irene Leng. He is also under investigation for the murder of her son. This was disclosed by Superintendent Damon Manderson, head of the St. Andrew South Police. Investigators say on June 26, about 7:30 p.m., Ms. Leng was sitting at her gate on Nelson Road when a motor car with armed men aboard drove up. 2 men alighted the vehicle and shot Ms. Leng. The wounded woman was later pronounced dead at hospital. Grant, who was on the St. Andrew South Police's most wanted list, was recently captured during a police operation in East Kingston. Soldier and the 2 co-accused on gun charge to appear in court today. A bail application is to be made today for the Jamaica Defense Force soldier and the 2 other men who were charged following the seizure of an illegal firearm and ammunition in St. Elizabeth. The soldier, Chevin Buchanan, Chavoy Williams, and Dwayne Goldburn are facing charges of possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. It is reported that the 3 were traveling in a motor car along the Wise Main Road in St. Elizabeth on September 29 when they were signaled to stop. The driver complied, and it is alleged that during a search of the vehicle, a Smith & Wesson pistol with a magazine containing 10 cartridges was found in the central console. The 3 men were arrested and transported to the Black River Police Station where they were charged. MP promises repairs for Mandeville Market. Member of Parliament for Manchester Central, Rhoda Moy Crawford, says the funds have been identified to effect repairs to the Mandeville Market. Her comment comes amid the calls for urgent repairs in the space. Ms. Crawford did not disclose the amount nor a timeline for the work to begin, but sought to reassure vendors that it would be soon. She noted that vendors have raised concerns about the safety as well as the general state of the market.
One of the concerns I'm picking up, apart from the general incident and the concern for safety, of course, there are some vendors who would have pointed out the state of the market. There's a need for repairs, certainly. And even though it is the responsibility of the municipal corporation as Member of Parliament, I would have long spoken to Minister Desmond McKenzie, and I know that the government has identified a large sum of funds. I don't want to say the figure here, but the government has identified a huge sum to see to the repairs of the market. So in short order, we will see repairs to the Mandeville Market.
A vendor explained that the space constraints, among other concerns, have resulted in some vendors opting to sell on the street. He urged the authorities to come up with a solution that would give vendors more space.
The market small and the people them are selling their wares and them have to run up and down. when police are come. You understand what I say? So I ask them to make some form of adjustment that the people them can sell because everybody pay a market fee. You understand? Everybody pay a market fee. And at the end of the day, this we live in. You understand? So I really ask authority to go back to the drawing board. You understand? And come up with a more vibrant solution.
Elderly man found wandering in Port Henderson, Portmore. Senior unable to say his name. The St. Catherine South police are seeking the public's assistance to reunite this man with his family, who was found wandering in the Port Henderson area of Portmore in the parish on Monday, October 7. The police in that area said the elderly man is unable to say his name or provide any details of his family's whereabouts. Anyone with information that can assist the police in reuniting him with his relatives is being asked to contact the Bridgeport Police at 876-988-2697, the 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. MPs to account for projects as constituency debate begins today. Less than a year before the next general election is constitutionally due, parliamentarians will attempt to account for their stewardship when the State of the Constituency debate begins in Gordon House today. The annual debate provides a national platform for members of parliament to outline details of how they spend the $20 million allocated each year under the Constituency Development Fund to carry out the various projects and the programs in their constituencies. St. Catherine South Eastern Member of Parliament Robert Miller, a first-term lawmaker, will open the debate. Miller is a government backbencher. As the debate gets underway, MPs will be cognizant of the familiar cries across many constituencies in Jamaica for road rehabilitation and for improved access to water. In late August, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced the launch of the government's Reach Road Rehab program. The sum of $3 billion has been earmarked to carry out routine maintenance to critical road infrastructure and those damaged by Hurricane Beryl in July. The money is to be spent on road repairs in all 63 constituencies. The initiative will be executed in 2 phases, with Phase 1 running from September to November, while Phase 2 covers the period January to March 2025. In January, the Prime Minister announced that approximately $150 million would be allocated to each constituency under the $40 billion Shared Prosperity through accelerated improvement to our road network Spark program to modernize secondary, parochial and community roads over the next 2 years. While MPs participate in the State of the Constituency debate, there are expectations that the private members' motions, many of which have been on the order paper for extended periods, will also be debated. Earlier this year, Jamaicans for Justice Executive Director Michael Jackson raised concerns about a plethora of private members' motions, including those tabled by government backbenchers and the parliamentary opposition that have not been attended to by the leadership of the House of Representatives. Last year, Leader of Government Business in the House, Edmund Bartlett, had indicated that the House would facilitate debate on some of the private members' motions before the 2023-2024 parliamentary year ended in February 2024. However, to date, the motions have not been debated. Jackson told the news in April that the contribution of backbenchers and the parliamentary opposition to the lawmaking process is not to be overlooked or undermined, as they play a significant role in the shaping of public policy, offering diverse views and inclusivity in the legislative process. The JFJ had reasoned that the private members' motions and the bills serve 2 important functions, that of bringing to public attention critical policy matters that might not be represented by the majority that forms the government. She also noted that while most private members' motions and the bills might not be enacted into law, they serve as an important tool in generating discussions and they form a part of the accountability process. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.